He's got bright rosy cheeks and a fluffy white beard with marshmallow walls and a big red chair. Santa's coming,
Ho, ho,
Santa's
ho!
coming.
Hello, my merry jinglers and everybody out there watching Santa Has a Podcast. Hey, it's so good to see all of you again. And today's episode is all about Maintenance Day. Now, actually, we have many, many maintenance days, but we're getting so close to Christmas Eve that maintenance days become very important when we reach December. And this is why, I'm out there working. In fact, I've got my gloves on today, and I got my work lights on. Let me take my work lights off here. Oh, gosh, I don't want to get it caught in my hat. There we go. And we'll turn the work lights off. Let's see. They got little buttons here, so I can push them. They go brighter and brighter, and then they're off. Okay, put those away. But anyway, Santa has been busy working, and the elves are very, very busy because it is maintenance day. And every so often before the big flight, we have to make sure that everything is just so perfect. It's working like candy cane clockwork. The sleigh has to be beautiful. The toy machines have to be working great. Even the cookie oven has to be performing to its highest potential, making lots of fresh cookies to keep the elves happy as they work in the shop. So maintenance days are a day full of polishing and laughter and sometimes a few surprises, Now, let's take a little peek anyway, at what really happens on maintenance day here at the North Pole, okay? Now, let me put my tools away too. I've got my hammer and my wrench and my pliers, and I have to watch out. I got this wrench stuck the other day. I'll tell you about that in a minute anyway. But we put all the tools away and everything. Maintenance Day is one of the most important days at the North Pole because this is when the elves go through every part of every piece of machinery and equipment that we have at the North Pole. And they're checking on everything that goes on with my sleigh and getting everything packed in it. Plus, they're working with the reindeer, making sure that the reindeer are all healthy and that they're groomed and their harnesses are perfect. There's so much work involved to make Christmas Eve and that one night so special to reach all of you. Peppermint Pete, he checks the conveyor belts. He makes sure that everything is working fine for the toy cars. Last year, one of the toy cars got stuck in the conveyor belt because it ran into a rubber chicken. Yeah. And then Glitter Gemma, she shines everything on the wrapping machines and polishes the rollers and makes sure that everything sparkles as bright as Rudolph's nose. Yes, it's a lot of work. The elves are dedicated to making everything so perfect because they want you to have a great Christmas. So they're working very, very hard. And of course, the reindeer, they're getting ready too. They get their antlers polished and cleaned up, and their hooves are brushed. So they're all ready for a big, big, big takeoff. Of course, there's always a little mischief going on when we have maintenance days. Maybe not mischief, but maybe sometimes things don't go well. Last year, I had my wrench and I was down below the, sleigh, and I was working on some of the stuff and trying to make sure something worked right. And I was tightening up a bolt, and then I didn't notice that somehow my wrench got all covered with caramel and it was stuck. And I couldn't get rid of it. Mrs. Claus had to come with cocoa and a cookie bribe to help get me loose. And boy, I was really lucky though, because if I got the caramel stuck in my beard, oh my goodness, that is so hard. Have you ever gotten anything sticky like bubble gum stuck in your hair? Well, I've gotten caramel stuck in my beard, and it's not fun. It's not fun at all. But of course, it's fun for the elves because they're looking at me and they're laughing. So even though it's a problem for me, I'm making them happy because they're laughing at what our little mistakes and what goes on. But Maintenance Day is not just about fixing things. It's also about teamwork. Yes. Have you ever had a project like Maintenance Day, maybe at home? Maybe you're cleaning up around the house and your mom asks you to help out a little bit. So in other words, she's doing one thing and maybe you're sweeping in one area and she's dusting the shelves or something like that, and maybe somebody else is taking out the trash. It's teamwork, and that's what we do at the North Pole. It's lots of teamwork. Everyone at the North Pole takes part and makes sure that Christmas runs smoothly. And it reminds us that when we work together, the elves and the reindeer and even me, the magic shines even brighter. In fact, when we work together in teamwork, we help the spirit meter shine brighter, and that's very important. And speaking of bright, it's time for one of my favorite moments, a good laugh with our funny moment of the day. You like funny moments? Well, let's see what, of course, like I said, there's always a little mischief, and I told you about tightening the bolt and things like that. And one of my funny moments, it's a good laugh, is, you know how much I love cookies, well, one day I thought I would be special before the trip on the, Christmas Eve, and I put some chocolate chip cookies into the glove compartment on the sleigh, figuring I'll have an extra cookie or two for a snack later on as I'm flying. Now, I know all of you have cookies for me at your homes too, but sometimes there's a long stretch when I'm flying where maybe I want an extra little nibble, so I want to have some of Mrs. Claus' great chocolate chip cookies to snack on. So I reached into the glove compartment, and not realizing that all the flying we were doing, the heat on the sleigh had warmed them up so much that the chocolate chips had melted. And I had chocolate all over my gloves, and I even had chocolate I got it in my beard too. Had to take a little break and clean up, What a mess, So even Santa could make little mistakes. So now it's time, we need to look at my mailbag. That was my funny thing. By the way, if you have a funny thing that has happened to you, send me a note. Right here on the website, Santa Has a Podcast, you can post your funny little story. Tell me what your funny story is. In fact, when some of you write to me, you tell me your stories, and I think I have a couple in my letters today. And as I mentioned, the elves set these up here on my computer, so let me see where it is here. Let's see. Oh, the first one is a funny moment. Let's see. This is from Jane. Jane is 10 years old, and where does Jane live? Jane lives in Florida. And she says, "Dear Santa, I tried to help my dad fix the Christmas lights, but I plugged in the wrong end and they lit up in the box. Now the lights are glowing, but the tree is dark." Everybody at the house laughed so hard, she said, "We decided to keep it that way until I visit." Okay, well, I'll tell you what, when I get there, if I can, I'll try to fix the lights and make them just so perfect on your tree and in your room. Would you like that? I will try to do that on Christmas Eve. That's one of the things I'm pretty good at doing, is making sure that your home is well lit and everything looks right for the tree. Anyway, I want to thank Jane for that, and that's a great, bright idea gone sideways. But it's a jolly good laugh for me, and I'm sure some of you were laughing about the fact that the lights lit in the box but not on the tree. Let's talk about our next message, and let's see. This one, this is not about a funny moment. This is about a good deed. Oh, that's nice to hear. This is from Mason, who's age 9, and Mason lives in Texas. And he says, "Dear Santa, I did my jolly good deed this week. I cleaned up my little sister's art mess before Mom even had to ask. She said I was a helper elf." Well, that's wonderful, Mason, a helper elf. That's an honorary title that you have earned for doing a good deed and helping out your mom and cleaning up your sister's mess. And I think that the spirit meter probably bumped up a little brighter when you did that. So again, congratulations, Mason, for doing a good job. I love to hear about acts of kindness, and so if any of you have those, send them along to me. Big or small, they all count. It could be a simple thing of saying thank you. It could be that you cleaned up your room without being asked. Different things, different types of kindness, but it all helps the spirit meter grow brighter and brighter, okay? Keep the magic alive by doing good deeds, okay? Let's see what else we've got going on. We've got the good deed of the week and the spirit meter glowing really bright. And, that's always thanks to everybody. No matter what part of the world you live in, by doing a good deed, that helps the spirit meter. It reaches us as the North Pole and makes everything better, because the elves love it. the brighter the spirit meter glows, the elves know that the Christmas is going to be even better. The sleigh's going to fly higher, it's going to fly faster, and we're going to get to more children and more homes all on Christmas Eve. So again, thank you. Whether you're doing a good deed and cleaning up your toys or feeding your pet, your kindness makes a big, big difference to everything that we're doing. Well, anyway, Tech Day or Cleanup Day and technical days are all very special here at the North Pole. And even work days can be magical when you've got teamwork and everything going on with all the elves. So again, I hope you have a good time when you have your technical or cleanup day, your maintenance day at your house. Why, again, take care, help out at home, and make your day very, very special. It will also help the spirit meter glow brighter. So that's all for today. Keep spreading the joy and kindness. And of course, I'll talk to you next time on Santa Has a Podcast.